Whoops, having to make a few modifications. You got to think about these built-ins. I'll show you what I mean. They say an eco-friendly house can't be built in 150 days for $150,000, and I say it can. I'm Alan Smith. Join me as I push the limits with time, budget, and creativity with the Garden Home Challenge, exclusively on eHow Home. When I'm building a house, I try to keep the rooms as flexible as possible. So I limit the built-ins, and what I mean by a built-in would be like vanities in a bathroom. Let's just take that for an example. I always try to maximize the placement of that. For instance, in this bathroom here, it's on axis with this long hall. So if you look down the hall, what I didn't want to see was the commode. I wanted to see the vanity, because above the vanity, while it's very small, we'll have a mirror above it. And I hope that the mirror will come up to this point where the ceiling angles back. And when you look down this hall into this room, this mirror will help make the entire space feel more expansive. Now, this is a very inexpensive vanity. It cost about 65 bucks. And what we did is we actually had some leftover maple butcher block from the kitchen. So we're going to use that for the top of the vanity, and we're going to do a drop-in white porcelain sink. You know, I had visions of finding a piece of furniture that I could paint that would be really cool and different, but I could never find anything that really came up high enough. It was going to require so much modification. When I found this vanity for $65, which included the drawers and the doors, which are being painted now, I thought, gosh, we just need to go with this. So in here you can see the water source coming through as well as the drain there. Now, there's not a lot of storage here, and that's why I did this built-in just to the right. If you're facing the vanity with a shelf that protrudes into what would be just lost space. So that shelf will be a place to put toiletries. It will also be a place to stack towels and that sort of thing. And it's just next to the linen closet, which is just outside this door. So you get an idea of the flow of the house. Now, why don't we go downstairs to the master bathroom? Let me show you what we're doing with the vanity there. So what we have here is a double vanity that's going to go in here. I went with another inexpensive pre-made vanity, and I'm going to modify it, and we'll talk about that later. But let's walk in here. You'll see why I had to go with an inexpensive vanity. I made a little bit of a mistake. What I had was a single sink here in this vanity. The commode is over here, so there was plenty of room for us to actually have a double sink. And we had it already stubbed up here. Everything was great. And then I said, well, why don't we go for two? I think it would actually look better and function better in this bedroom. So this is the original plumbing, and this is something to keep in mind if you're thinking about adding an extra sink and a larger vanity in a pre-existing home. What we did is we just extended the water lines over here for hot and cold, and we extended the drain over here so both of the sinks will drain. So it really wasn't that big of a deal, but we did have to cut out Tony's beautiful work here on the wall with these boards. But we'll just pack the insulation back. Tony will put the boards back, we'll paint them, and hey, the vanity goes up against this anyway. So it's all gonna work out. We've got a larger vanity, we'll have a couple of mirrors, we'll make this room feel bigger. I'm liking where it's going. Hey, if you're enjoying watching these updates on our little house, check in regularly, tell a friend about it, and subscribe to eHow Home.